Hello and welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Tom from kudasole.com. Today I'm going to do a review video of these boots in front of you. This is probably something that you are already know, or you've probably seen the reviews, etc. But I wanted to give you my take or my opinions about these, and wanted to explain more about them as well. This is Gym Green African Ranger in Houston brown leather that you see in front of you. Now, if you are not familiar with the brand itself is from South Africa, and they are, as the name suggests, they provide a lot of help to the African Rangers, and they're very ethical, and then they build everything in South Africa, so it provides economy or help the economy there as well. So overall, I would say it's a very good company to purchase with, and also the price is quite reasonable. I'll explain later on, but I wanted to touch upon the material and the outsoles and how the comfort is, etc. and etc. before I move into more of those later on. So I will start from the upper material. Upper material is Houston brown colorway, as they suggest. It is nubuck, and it uses full grain leather. Nubuck is a leather that's sanded down a bit so that it gives like a smooth texture on the top. However, it's a very durable leather, and also on their website they suggest that on the stress area, like the toe, like the eyelets or the heel counter, they add an extra layer of leather so that it becomes 2.2 millimeters thick for extra durability. I wouldn't say the upper leather feels luxurious. However, these are not for luxurious purposes. They are to walk in. They are for the African Rangers to wear in the African bushes, as they would say on the website. So they do feel very durable. And I did test them in the walking trip around the Anglesey in Wales, and the upper leather was fairly water resistant as well. And when I was walking around the coastal line or just on the hills and in the forest, there is no problem, and it protected me quite well. To be honest, I haven't done like a stress test where I will wear this for many years. But I think it will be very durable, and I think it'll be very comfortable to wear as well. For me, some people have commented that they've seen like loose threads or etc. But for me, I haven't seen anything like that. So luckily, so far, it's all good. And I also think that the upper material develops like a really good patina. Like you can see the scratches and everything from the nature. So it's a really good leather on the top. So I would suggest for you to buy it if you are looking to do those kind of walks. If you are interested in other colorways, if you check their website, they do leather choices from Horeen or buffalo leather. I think that's a bit more luxurious and probably walking in the city because it's a bit more pricey, and Horeen is a bit more of a dressier leather compared to this kind of nubuck. I wouldn't say it's completely dressy, but yes. So if you're interested, have a look at their website. I'll put a link in it down below in the description box. So yeah, that's the upper leather. One thing I found very comfortable is that they added an extra padding around the neck of the boots, and the color makes it easier for you to wear boots in the first time and doesn't create any blisters, as sometimes if you buy a new pair of boots it causes blisters. So I found it more comfortable than I expected, the extra padding around the collar. And I think also it gives a bit more of an ankle stability compared to just flimsy piece of leather in the neck, and the padding holds the ankle a bit more tighter compared to just a piece of leather here. If you also see in the heel counter area, there is a Gym Green logo. I think this is pretty cool in my opinion, because I rarely see brands put their logo in the heel counter. But you can see the frog holding a rifle, is it? Sorry, yeah, a rifle and a wooden spoon with a Gym Green on the top of the top hat. Very nice, but yeah, you can see the logo there as well. I thought that this was pretty interesting to see. In terms of stitching wise, I wouldn't say it's super dense, but in stress areas, it's all double stitched. So it's going to be fairly more durable compared to just single rows of stitching that you see in a lot of footwears. Obviously, it's not triple stitching like Red Wings, where they will triple stitch the stress area, but I think double stitching is good enough, to be honest. Let me talk about the outsoles. It's a soft rubber wedge outsole made of compound rubber, and it says it's designed to be able to grip and be quiet in the African bush in their website. The outsoles are comfortable because they're quite soft, and I didn't have big problems in most environments where I walked around in the forest or the coastal line. However, in the area where it was a bit wet or slash muddy, it felt a bit slippery compared to what I am used to. I guess because it's like platformed or like almost flat, it doesn't have that grip that I want. For example, this is my Nyx. Like obviously this will give you a huge amount of grip on the muddy or wet surfaces. So it doesn't have that. But it was good enough for me to walk around for a very long time and didn't feel any discomfort, and it was super comfortable to wear. And I didn't feel like it's gonna fall apart anytime soon. So I would say the outsoles are pretty good, except if you're going to a slippery environment or like areas where you have to hike for a very long time. Obviously you'd know not to wear these and wear proper hiking shoes. But in my opinion, if you're just going for a long walk, it's no problem. This model's midsole, it doesn't really say on the website. It feels like a leather board, so welt, leather board and outsole. But they do also have models where they are using leather midsole as well, if you're interested. It's slightly more expensive, but leather midsole it'll give you more structure and longevity, and also a bit more comfort when you wear them for a long time, and the leather forms the shape of your feet. Now, the outsoles are made with stitch down construction method. As you can see, there's a stitch down going around all the way, 360 degrees. There you go. So what happens is the upper leather is sewn together with the midsole and the outsole. The stitch down here in the stitching, it looks quite durable as well. A single line of stitching, but the thread that they have used seems to be quite thick. So I don't think it's gonna fall apart unless you bring it to the really harsh environment, or if you cut it all open, then it will obviously fall apart. But I think it's very durable from just looking at it like this. Also, one of the best thing I really enjoy about these is that there is a steel shank in the midsole. So steel shank is there so that it gives more support for the wearers, and the longer you wear it, the steel shank is going to support your feet better. So I thought because it's wedged, almost wedged outsole, they're not going to put any steel shank, but there is a steel shank in there to give you an extra stability or support as you wear them for a long time. But overall, the design, I really like it. I think it's quite interesting. I've never had any shoes like this, and it does look like a barefoot shoes, and it was super comfortable to wear as well. The last they used to make this is called STC last, and it's 2E or double E wide width. So it's very roomy and it's rounded toe, as you can see here, and it accommodates your natural toe splay. That's why they also offer other like barefoot style shoes in their website if you look, because of their wide last. In terms of sizing, I got UK 10.5, which is slightly smaller than my normal shoe size, but it fits quite well and is super comfortable and doesn't feel like my feet are running around. It was very, very comfortable for me to wear. Now, one last thing is, because these are made with stitch down method, it makes it easier for people to resole after you wear them through, basically. But the question is, how can I resole these, or how can I, who can resole this? Can I just go to normal cobbler and they will have this type of outsole to resole, or like a platform outsole to resole? Is it possible? Will they do the same stitch down construction method, or how would they, will they use machines? Obviously the machines, it doesn't matter, but I'm just wondering, do I need to support the cobblers with an extra outsole from their website? Because they do sell outsoles on their website. So those were my only concern or / questions for this. And if I were to bring these to a cobbler with an extra outsole, it would be interesting because it would almost outweigh the buying price of buying another pair of the same shoes, because these are quite affordable. So these are currently priced at around £165 in the UK or $200 in the USA. And I don't know how much the cobblers cost in the USA, but in the UK, if you want to change the outsole and if you want to supply your own outsole as well, it's not too different. Obviously, it's not the same price, but it's not like super different compared to what you pay in £165. It's more sustainable to buy another pair of outsole rather than, it's more sustainable to resole your outsole compared to buying another pair of shoes. But I'm saying it's that affordable, so it's in a really good price range, and it's a really good price for what you will get. Also, the only downside would be these are not super dressy. So if you're going to work or if you're wearing suits, obviously do not wear these. They're not dressy at all, but I think they can be worn with jeans or any other outdoor outfits, and there's no problem in that. It's just not dressy if you're going for a special occasion. That would be the only downside that I would mention. Now, I mentioned a couple of good things about Gym Green and also a couple of other side opinions that I had. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you have a pair of Gym Greens? Do you like them? I really like them. And I would definitely want to try their tall pair of boots, which was called African Ranger, but I forgot the actual name for it. But the tall one, so that if it looks quite good as well, in my opinion, and it feels very comfortable. Anyway, guys, this is Tom from kudasole.com. If you have any questions, please leave a comment in the comment section. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll come back with more videos next time.